let's be real. We've all had those massive dreams, right? The ones that feel incredible, but also kind of out of reach. Well, today we're going to change that. We're breaking down a super powerful 11-step system that's all about closing that gap, turning your biggest wishes into your actual reality.
Quick question. Remember that big goal you set for yourself back in January? That New Year's resolution? If you're drawing a blank right now, hey, you're not alone. At all. Most of those resolutions just fizzle out. But here's the thing. It's not because we aren't smart enough or don't want it badly enough. It's because we're using the wrong approach entirely.
And this slide right here, this gets to the absolute heart of the problem. We treat our goals like a wish list, full of vague hopes, no real plan, basically just crossing our fingers. What we need is a goal achievement system, something with clear steps, a solid structure, and a process we can count on. Look, motivation is great, but it's flaky. A system, that's what drags you across the finish line on the days you don't even feel like starting. All right, so here's the game plan for the next few minutes. We're going to start by laying a rock-solid foundation for your goals. Then we'll build out a detailed action blueprint. After that, we'll get into the winning mindset you need to execute. And finally, we'll talk about what this is really all about: transformation. Okay, let's dive right into part one, laying the foundation. This is the crucial first phase, where we figure out not just what you want, but way more importantly, why you want it. So this whole foundation really boils down to three simple but crazy powerful steps. First, we're going to write it down. Second, we'll make sure you're not just focused on one thing, but covering all areas of your life. And third, we're going to dig deep and find your why. Step one sounds almost too simple, right? But seriously, this is a total non-negotiable. You have to write it down. See, as long as a goal is just floating around in your head, it's nothing more than a daydream. The moment you put pen to paper, you make it real. You're sending a signal to your brain that says, okay, this is happening, let's get to work. Next up, step two is all about balance. It's so easy to get laser focused on just your career or your finances, right? But think of your life like a four-legged stool. You've got health, wealth, love, and happiness. If you ignore one of those legs, the whole thing gets wobbly and can totally collapse. True success means growing in all these areas. And now for step three, maybe the most important one of all, finding your why. This isn't just a reason, it's that deep emotional purpose behind your goal. This is your jet fuel. Because when things get tough, and trust me, they will, your why is what will keep you going. Without it, any goal is just going to crumble at the first sign of a challenge. All right, the foundation is set. You know your what and your why. Now it's time for part two, the action blueprint. This is where we get tactical. We're going to take that big, beautiful idea and break it down into stuff you can do every single day. So, how do we build this blueprint? Well, there are 5 key steps. We'll start by setting deadlines to light a fire under us. Then we'll get real about the obstacles in our way. After that, we'll brainstorm solutions, create a massive list of actions, and finally, figure out how to prioritize what matters most. Step 4 is all about deadlines. You know the saying, a goal without a deadline is just a dream? It's so true. The trick is to start at the finish line and work backward. You take that huge goal and you break it down into smaller and smaller pieces, quarterly milestones, monthly targets, all the way down to what you need to do this week. Suddenly, that giant, scary goal feels totally doable. Okay, step 5. This one requires some real honesty. I want you to ask yourself, what is actually standing in your way? What's the real reason you're not there already? We all face these common roadblocks. Not enough time, not enough money. But honestly, the biggest obstacle is usually staring back at us in the mirror. It's those limiting beliefs we have about ourselves. Once you identify your obstacles, you can move right into step 6, which is all about finding solutions. Every single problem has a solution if you're willing to look for it. And that brings us to step 7, creating your massive action plan. Think of this as a total brain dump. The goal here is to just get it all out. List every single solitary thing you could possibly do to move closer to your goal. Don't judge the ideas, don't edit yourself, just write. And this is the secret sauce right here. You take that massive list and you break it down into actions so tiny, so ridiculously small, that you can't help but start today. This is how you kill procrastination before it even starts. And that flows perfectly into step 8, prioritizing. Look at your list, find the 20% of actions that will give you 80% of the results, and do those first. Okay, so you've got the foundation, you've got the blueprint. What's left? The engine. And that's what part 3 is all about, the winning mindset. This is where we make success a daily habit. These last 3 steps are what make the whole system go. We're going to turn your key actions into automatic habits, we're going to act with a sense of urgency, and we're going to use visualization to program our minds for success every single day. Let's talk about step 9, habits. Success isn't a one-time thing. It's not about that one big heroic effort. It's about the small, kind of boring stuff you do every single day. When you turn those actions into habits, you don't need willpower anymore. It's just what you do. It's automatic. Which brings us to step 10. It's just one word, but it's everything. When's the best time to start? Tomorrow? Monday? After your vacation? Nope. The answer is always, always, always now. The enemy of progress is later. The minute this is over, I want you to take one tiny action from your plan. Just one.
And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. This is where we go beyond just ticking boxes and hitting targets. We get into the real why behind setting goals in the first place, which is all about transformation.
This quote nails the power of step 11, daily visualization. So many people have it backward. They think they'll believe in their success once they see it. But the truth is, you'll only see it once you truly believe it's possible. By visualizing your success every day, you're literally programming your subconscious mind to find a way to make it happen. And this is the whole point. The goal was never just about getting the car or the house or the job. That was the bait. The real reward is the person you have to become in the process, the discipline you build, the courage you find, the skills you learn. The goal is just a tool to shape a brand new you. So forget about what you're going to get. Focus on who you're going to become. Focus on the value you can create for yourself and for the people around you. When you do that, all the other stuff, the money, the recognition, it all just follows. It's a byproduct of your growth. So I'm going to leave you with one final question to really think about. If you start this system today, a year from now, when you look back, will your future self thank the person you are right now for having the courage to get started? The choice is all yours.